If your body still looks the same year after year, despite your training, your nutrition, you're trying all these new things, the problem probably isn't your effort. It's the plan you're following. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how Ryan Reynolds got ripped for Deadpool, why the way his trainer programs training is exactly much smarter than most routines you see online, and how you can steal the same methods to build muscle and lose that unwanted belly fat yourself. Before we get into it, the first link in the description box, if you click that, it's going to send you over my free training that breaks down pretty much this process step by step. Just put your details in and I'll send it right over. Now you've got your free stuff. Let's get back to the video. Now, Ryan didn't get in shape because of some secret Hollywood training or nutrition plan. He got in shape because he worked with a trainer who knew his stuff, Dan Saladino. This guy has worked with countless celebrities to get them in shape for their roles, including Wolverine himself, Hugh Jackman, who I'm sure you would agree has a pretty freaky physique himself. Dan's approach is that he doesn't just get actors shredded for one role and let them go back to square one again. Instead, he keeps them in great shape year round, so they are only ever a few weeks away from being film ready, and this is exactly the approach that you need to take. Not throwing the kitchen sink at it only to lose your progress in 1 or 2 months' time. There is a much smarter way of getting the body that you want than the current method that you're using right now. The reason is simple. If you try and stay very, very lean year round, the chance of you building muscle is slim because you have to pull from food, meaning you don't have enough energy in the gym to get stronger, and you're going to struggle to recover properly and your performance is going to fall off the cliff. On the other hand, if you spend the entire year aggressively bulking, you'll gain muscle, obviously, but you'll also gain a lot of unwanted body fat, meaning you're going to have to diet for longer and you're going to have to be more restrictive, and the chance of you eating into that hard-earned muscle tissue is going to be drastically higher. The smarter approach for both actor and yourself is to spend most of the year focused on building muscle while occasionally bringing body fat down with short, controlled fat loss phases. So here's how this works in practice. Firstly, you need to get your body primed and ready for a muscle building phase by stripping off the body fat you have. Then you run into a muscle building phase. This usually lasts around 16 to 20 weeks based on your starting point. If you're more of a beginner within your first year of lifting, you want to drag this phase out for as long as possible to gain maximum amount of muscle as you're going to have the newbie gains. What I'd do to have them again. During this time, you're eating slightly more than you're burning every single day, giving your body enough food to fuel your training and help you recover. You want to be trying to progress in every single session, whether that's more weight on the bar, more reps, more sets, or just generally just doing the same exercise but to a better quality standard every single week. Remember, your body's very stubborn. It doesn't want to grow. It wants to stay where it's at. It wants to stay comfortable. We need to force your body to grow every single week, and you do that by pushing more every single time you enter the gym. The goal here is simple. Get as strong as possible, gain as much muscle tissue as possible, whilst gaining minimal body fat. Over time, you'll build a good amount of muscle, minimal body fat, and that's where the second phase comes in. Instead of doing a long, miserable diet that you can't stick to, you can run something called a mini cut. A mini cut is simply a short period of more aggressive fat loss, usually lasting somewhere between 2 and 6 weeks. During this time, you're creating a bigger deficit, meaning it's going to be slightly more restrictive than your usual diet just because you're going to be running it for a short amount of time. The goal within this phase isn't to build muscle. It's to maintain what you've built and strip off as much body fat in the shortest amount of time. Once the mini cut is finished and you've brought your body fat down to a respectable level, you can then carry on your muscle building phase. Over time, repeating this process allows you to gradually gain muscle whilst keeping body fat to a minimum. Meaning year round, you're never too far away from being beach ready, if you want to call it that. Because I'm assuming you're not an actor. You might be wrong. I take it back if so. When it comes to Ryan Reynolds specifically, his diet wasn't anything extreme either. A lot of Hollywood transformations make it sound like actors have all these hacks that we don't know about, but in reality, the principles are pretty simple. His diet was focused on high protein, mostly whole foods, and eating regularly throughout the day to support training and your recovery. And when it came time to lean down for filming, the goal was simply creating a calorie deficit. There are 2 ways to do this. You either eat less or you increase how much you burn every single day. Ideally, you want to be doing both, but what I do and what I try and push my clients to do is if you have enough time within the week, try and do as much cardio, as much output as you can. Now, what I do and I try and push my clients to do is increase that cardio or output as much as you can. The reason for that is because if you can do a lot of cardio within your week, it gives you more leverage to have more food. Why is that important? Because the more food you have within a dieting phase, It makes it easier to stick to, not just short term, but also long term. But it also allows your body to maintain, if not build muscle whilst you're losing body fat, because you've got, as we said earlier, enough food in your system to progress in your training and to recover effectively. Now, a lot of people always ask the same question when they see a celebrity transformation like this. Did Ryan Reynolds use steroids? Well, he's never confirmed it, so we're never going to know. But if you look at his physique objectively, it's not an outrageous physique with veins shooting everywhere. What makes Ryan look so impressive is primarily how lean he is, combined with a solid amount of muscle that is built over many years of consistent training, which is very achievable naturally. Remember, usually the leaner you get, you look bigger anyway, as long as you've got enough muscle underneath when you reveal what you've built. So now let's talk about the actual training approach. One of the most interesting parts of Ryan's program is that his trainer doesn't use a typical bro split where you smash one muscle group per day. Instead, a lot of his training was structured around full body sessions spread throughout the week. The reason this works so well is because it allows you to train each muscle group multiple times per week whilst keeping each individual session efficient. For someone with a busy schedule like yourself, this is extremely useful. And if you miss one workout, you're not waiting an entire week to hit that muscle group again. A simple version of this type of training could look like 3 to 4 sessions per week. Each workout includes a lower body movement, an upper body push, an upper body pull, and a few smaller accessory movements, which are like your bicep and triceps, making sure that we said earlier, you're progressing these movements each week for progressive overload. Another key principle that Ryan's training uses is something called auto-regulation. This simply means adjusting how hard you train based on how you feel that specific day. Some days you'll feel amazing and can push the intensity quite high. Other days you might feel like arsehole, you're tired, you're stressed, all of that. Sessions like that, you just got to get through them, and you can sometimes rein the intensity back a bit. However, both sessions are still productive, you just have a different strategy. Expect this to happen within your journey, it's perfectly normal. So remember, the physique Ryan Reynolds built for Deadpool wasn't the result of some extreme Hollywood secret. It was the result of consistent training, a structured plan, and accountability to make sure he was doing the work that needed to be done to get the result that he needed to get. And if you want to see exactly how to apply these principles step by step within a system that works whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or you go to the gym all the time, watch the video on the screen now. It's going to show you how to build muscle and lose fat in the most efficient way possible. YouTube thinks that's what you want. I didn't say it. So if you don't like it, don't blame me. That's your lot. Thanks for coming. Peace.